Hey everyone, it's Raze. I just want to quickly say thank you guys for your support on my last few videos about Tim. And thank you guys for 1,000 subscribers. I never thought I'd reach it that quickly within a few weeks of just starting YouTube. Sorry for the lack of uploads recently. I've just been kind of busy with school, but things have kind of settled down, so uploads should resume soon. This is just going to be a Psylocke guide, everything you need to know, how to climb to get at least a GM. As of right now, I'm currently a GM too. And honestly, you can probably use all these tips to get to Celestial. I've just been kind of busy, so I've been able to play ranked as much. But yeah, let's get into it. To start off, we're just going to really quickly go over the basics of her kit. Our primary fire, it shoots out 2 bursts with 1 press. And it's in a spread like this. It's kind of like a shotgun. So I guess the first tip I have with that is just make sure you're aiming for their neck if you're like mid to far range. As you can see, I'm 20 meters away, and if I'm just aiming at the head the entire time, and let me really quickly turn that off. I'm just aiming at their head. You can see it takes 10 shots just to kill them. But if I'm aiming at their neck, right? It only takes 6. So if you're just mid to far range, make sure you're aiming either at their body or at their neck. Her next ability, her right click, obviously shoots off these shurikens. You have 3 seconds to recall them. And a pretty well-known tip is that you can actually move your crosshair to do extra damage to the person, like a separate person. So yeah, I'm using on this guy, look over here, and it does damage to both of them. The range on her right click is about 24 meters, and obviously it comes out in a spread like this. Let's see if I shoot at the wall. It's 5 of them like that. So just make sure for your max range, you're also aiming for the center of their body. And you can see I'm shooting from 24 meters, I'm hitting them, I'm gonna recall them. Her right click also regens your shields. So yeah, I hit this guy, I get 50 HP. If I recall them, it doesn't add anything else. But what you can do with her passive, right, which her passive, if you don't know, it'll make your abilities come back quicker. So you see it's at 10 seconds, 9. If I shoot this guy, I already have my dash, and it's with her Invis too. See if I do damage, it's decreasing the cooldown time. So if you do this on a tank, let's say you're frontlining, you can use your right click, recall it back, and then spam. I right click again, and I'm at 325 HP. So you can get a max of up to 75 HP. Her dash, obviously you dash into them, it does damage. The range on this is about 11 or 12 meters. You see I'm standing here, I dash, I'm hitting the guy. And also with her dash, it'll recall your shurikens for you. So you see, that's the damage I do doing that. And if that was me recalling them, and if I do the same thing, and then dash, like he'll die. So one thing for her dash is that you can actually dash to the floor to decrease the distance. So obviously max distance is around 12 meters to hit him. But if I'm up close, right, and I want to just kind of stay near him so they can't escape, you can dash to the floor and it'll like drastically decrease the distance. The last ability is her E. Obviously just go Invis for a few seconds and you can reposition. Another tip I have for this one is just be jumping as you're using this, because in higher elo you can still hear her footsteps even if she's invisible. I'll just show you. So in higher lobbies they'll be able to hear you and kind of just spam their primary fire trying to hit you to track you. But if you use it and then jump, you can see I'm only making noise as I'm touching the ground. So pretty useful just to remain unseen. And obviously your ultimate, you just big AoE and slashes at anyone in the vicinity. I will say about this, just be careful when you're around structures, because if you're using it, you can actually get stuck behind a wall. You can still see her in her ultimate, so if you're over there, you'll get stuck. Moving on to her combos, the one I like to do to kill a 250 HP enemy really quickly is I'll just do 2 bursts, right click, and then I'll dash, and they'll die. This even works if you're hitting the body, as you can see. They'll die like that. And for 275, this won't work. Obviously if you hit headshots it will, but if you're just aiming at the body trying to get all your shots to hit, you can do that, melee, and they'll die. Another combo you can do is just canceling the second burst shot. So you can see if I just shoot like this, press the mouse once, it'll shoot 2. But if I use my right click directly after, it'll cancel the second shot. See, only 1 goes out. What you can do is just that, shoot twice, and then dash. You can also burst enemy down like that. Those two were kind of the only ones that she has. I mean, what I recommend is just make sure you're animation canceling all your abilities just on repeat, including melees whenever you're like attacking someone. And always try to, you know, never recall, because that'll, like, that's an animation in itself. Make sure you're just dashing too. The next thing I want to go over is her playstyle, her target priority, her ability to zone off the enemy and pull targets, ult baiting, and whenever you should ult the backline. For her playstyle, you always want to be in the enemy's backline going for their supports, or just any squishy that has no like active healer on him. And make sure you're always coming from off angles, either using your Invis to engage, you know, getting to high ground, jumping off the enemy into the enemy team. And I'd also recommend always saving at least one ability to get out, either if it's a dash or using your Invis, just to make sure you know you'll stay alive. Also, on the maps that are more open, make sure that you're abusing her dashes just to get to different places, as you can just quickly farm it back by using your primary fire on the tanks. It's always good to farm the tanks just to, you know, one for ult charge, and two, just to get your abilities back quicker. That way you can remain more mobile. And try to time your flanks with your team, you know, just making sure that your front line is fighting their front line. That way the supports can't get any peel. Or if you just have like a Magik or another flanker with you, you can coordinate and go for the same target. Now we're just going to go over some clips on how to apply what I've talked about in game, and just kind of like my thought process as I'm playing. This first clip you're going to see that I'm going to come from an off angle, immediately go for their cloak and dagger, do the combo on her, and then dash away. As you can see, I dashed to the high ground just because I just killed one of their supports, and the enemy Moon Knight is right there, so they're going to turn around and start trying to trade me. But since I'm on the high ground, I can just sit up there and, you know, shoot their tank from behind, farm my cooldowns back, and then re-engage. This next clip, you can see I'm doing the same thing. I'm coming from an off angle. I'm immediately going for one of the supports. I'm able to pick her off, and then after that, I go for the other support. You know, while other tanks are distracted on my team, I kill her, and then after that, my team's able to win just because they have no heals, and we do. And we end up winning the point in the game. Here in this clip, you can see me, you know, targeting out this Hawkeye. He died. He's coming up from spawn. This is also something you want to do on not just Psylocke, but on anyone you play. You want to make sure you stagger the enemy team. The more staggers you have, the more time they're going to spend like regrouping, and the more match time you'll waste. So that way, you know, your team will constantly be up in a fight. But I pick him off, and then I dash away to get Invis, and I re-engage when they're not expecting, and I'm able to get two of them. And then we also stagger this Hawkeye. So now their team's sitting in spawn for a while. In this clip, I'm going to go over what we talked about earlier, which is like her zoning and target pulling ability. Right here, I'm just sitting on the high ground, you know, making the enemy look at me, making them waste their time on me. This strange in Psylocke pushed me for some reason, so I dash away, go Invis, and then I notice the strange drop, so I re-engage in the Psylocke and just quickly kill her. And now I'm able to just sit back up here and, you know, basically waste their time. And I see the Punisher's low, so I start focusing him, kill him. Now they're down 2, and I'm still up here, you know, having free reign. Psylocke comes back, and I try to kill her, but again, like they're still trying to focus me, and my team's just able to get free kills on them. Right here, I'm just farming my abilities back, like we talked about. Punisher just pushes in for some reason. I don't know why, but I see the Psylocke on top, and I'm trying to get my abilities back, my dashes. And once I have 2, that's when I engage on her and quickly kill her. These next 2 clips, you'll see me applying what we talked about earlier, just using our dashes to close distances on some maps. I use one dash to get closer to these Iron Mans and close the distance, and then quickly kill them. Your job on Psylocke is kind of to focus Iron Man, since you are hit scan, but you know, you see me kill him, and then immediately I'm farming the tanks. Here in this clip, we're going to talk about using our ult to kind of zone off the enemy. You'll see me get my ult real quick. I use the map to elevate up to the Psylocke, pick her off. See that their Mantis, I think their Loki copied their Mantis ult, so their Mantis for some reason ran away. So we just kill her because she's out of the ult. Then we start trying to kill the Loki. I noticed that their tanks are pushing our team, so I split off their only support away. That way, you know, they have no heals. And yeah, then we just kill the whole team. This last clip is just another example of using my ult to zone off the healers from their tanks. I get my ult, I start pushing the back line where the healers are. Put pressure on her, and I think R-Strange ults, so just so the healers can't, you know, heal their team that got hit by it, I kill both of them. And then just a wipe. That's all I have for you guys today. I hope you guys did enjoy and were able to learn something from this. If you guys have any recommendations for content you guys like to see in the future, let me know in the comments below. And I think someone was asking for my settings, so I'll just really quickly put these up on the screen right here. These are my video settings and what I use. Just everything on low and just for the max FPS. But yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Death.
Good job. Hell yeah, that works.
My healing is at 6699.
After this game,
Wait, what?
I'll give you a blowjob or like anything, whatever.
Bro, what the fuck?
Okay, I can bark.